Putting a dip in your hip, a glide in your stride. Welcome to the mothership, the home of the travelers of the universe, with shows throughout the week. Everything you want, everything you could need. From the paranormal to the supernatural, from the spiritual to the unknown, from emotions to comedy. You can find us at Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and so much more. This is Riftnationnetwork, the RNN. And now, your featured show. Shall we begin?
Sensitive/offensive content disclaimer. Please note that this podcast may contain material that some listeners may find sensitive, offensive, or disturbing. We strive to create respectful and informative content, but topics discussed may include mature themes such as violence, explicit language, or controversial subjects, triggering content including discussions related to mental health, trauma, or other sensitive issues, explicit language. Occasionally, our guests or hosts may use strong language. While we aim to handle these topics with care and empathy, we encourage listeners to exercise discretion. If you find any content distressing, consider skipping or seeking support. Remember that this podcast is not a substitute for professional advice. If you need assistance, please consult a qualified expert.
Oh my God. Hello, everybody. Yes, last minute show. So yeah, I've been busy. What a busy week, I'll tell you. So let's put a hat on the head so we don't scare everybody. What do you say? There you go. So welcome to Becon in the Dark. And oh, there's Marci coming in right now. She was running a little late. So and there's that's not
None
right.
of the wire.
This and that's light. Okay. So yeah, so welcome. This is I'm Susan from Becon in the Dark, and down here we have
Marci?
Miss Marci. Yes. So with the holidays coming up, I thought I'd pick a topic about holiday blues and give you guys some ideas and some help if you need assistance around this time of the year with the holidays. There's a lot of people who have it. But before we get into that, I want to say, bless you. Sorry. No, I want to actually, what I want to say is don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe to the Rift Nation Network. If you are over on one of the other channels that the show is shared out to, it is not a paired channel. We cannot see your comments even on the Travelers page, unless you're over on the Riftnationnetwork Facebook fan page, or of course our YouTube page and a couple of other pages there. So, I want to let you know that. And don't forget to, help our hosts out who help us out. And we have Ghost of Stanton, which is an awesome place. So you definitely want to check them out. Check out their Facebook. They're really cool people. And SS Crystal and Crafts, which you can just message really directly and get a hold of some awesome sales stuff there that's going on. But thank you, Renee. Thank you so much for sharing us out. And hello, Michelle. Seems to be a slow week. Now, there will be no show next Friday. Next Friday is the day after Thanksgiving. And, after all the cook, clean, 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 cook, clean, cook. And then you want a day to go, oh. Yes, so next Friday there will be no show. But, you know, this time of the year, not all of us have big families. But some of us do have big families, and you still get the holiday blues. And that's what it is, that the topic, it just kind of last minute, is, you know what? It's getting close to the holiday. So anybody, guys, anybody can get the blues for the holidays. You really can. It's like 64% of people, according to the National Alliance of Mental Health, 64% of people actually report getting the holiday blues. What do you think of that one, Marci? 64%.
Well, people basically disappointment is failed expectations. So people expect certain things, and then when it doesn't work, then they get all depressed and angry and guilty and all the other. And if
I
you
would,
just try to stay
yeah,
neutral,
I agree. I'd have to say in my younger days, yup, I would get disappointed. Now it's like I find the whole situation hilarious. So I prepare, and that's what I do. I have a middle sister from Rhode Island, and sometimes she says, "Well, I'll swing by, but I can't eat." Or she'll say, "I'm coming to eat, but I don't know if I can be there on time or whatever." So I always just set the table, as if she's coming, rather than trying to squish us all at a smaller table, because you never know. Now, most people would get all upset because their plans aren't going right, or, and that's what it is. I think because of my age, I've kind of learned not to be so like serious about last minute changes and stuff. Well, plus I don't have the kids on the foot; they're all grown up. So,
well,
but holiday blues, I miss my grandchildren, because they're
with
all out of state. So it's catch
Susan, with
22.
Travis and I, is for some reason the universe, we, because it's just him and I,
Yes.
we have every year is different.
Yep.
Last year I had my friend Kathy, and then that ended like 3 days later. Then I reconnected with my friend Christine, who, you never know how the universe is. And she goes, Marcia, I didn't even know you were mad at me. And I'm like, well, and then that's why I just kind of bow out, because you never know. And the same thing with Susan. Susan and I reconnected.
Yeah.
And it's just like, instead of like getting arguments and holding grudges or whatever it is that's going on, just try to stay in that neutral place, work it out internally as far as what's going on. We're going to do Chinese food on Wednesday, you know.
There you
Found
go.
out Christine, she had cancer, and it's really weird about how you don't know what's going on in the
And
year
that's
or the
that's
year that's
that's brings
happened.
up another point. What if you happen to have like a family member that's ill, or if you recently lost a family member and you have the holidays coming up? It's like a way of muddling through. And I think the way that my family's always done it is we try to talk about the humorous things that we've all done. I am sure. I'll tell you one thing. I'd have to say I'm very thankful that Marcy and I grew up before we had cell phones with internet access, because nobody has any proof about what we did. And we did some nut stuff as a kid, but you don't hear about it the way that you do nowadays. Family's not perfect. And that's what it is. You literally, I think you just have to stop expecting perfection. To me, like, holidays are kind of different because of, my different things, but I've always done it a certain way because of my mom. So, it's different. Not everybody's like Indigenous People Day. That's another name for what people call Thanksgiving. And then of course there's the harvest, and then there's all kinds of different names. So it's not religious. Some people actually will set a black placemat and black utensils and silverware to represent an individual or a loved one that's passed over, which is tradition in my family. Or in my family, I would literally bring a plate of food to the cemetery wrapped in paper. And and I always put it on my father's gravestone. It's been tradition that I've done for years. And then somebody, I'm sure, comes by and picks up the plate, you know,
Well,
and they get a free turkey dinner.
that's what the whole De los Noches is, the Day of the Dead. And I was
Yes.
reading about it. It's like it's the whole bring food and drinks and remembrance of the people that have, passed over.
Yeah.
And
There's a lot, so many different traditions about the holidays. And with like I said, Thanksgiving is next week. And there's I think if we look on the brighter side, because once you get into that depressive state, what happens? Change in appetite or weight. I don't want to get any more weight, so we're not going to get upset. Changes in sleep pattern, depression, irritability, difficulty concentrating, feeling worthless. That's the hardest one right there. Feeling worthless or guilty. Because a lot of people, especially with loved ones that passed over, you get the woulda, coulda, shouldas, is what I call them. I call them the woulda, coulda, shouldas. Means I could have done this. I should have done that. I wish I would have done that. The woulda, coulda, shouldas. And a lot of people will get that. And that brings in the depressive state. So then they get tired and then they don't want to do things. Or it could be something as simple like loss of pleasure and things you enjoy, things like that. It could be literally something as simple as, and again, I know we're not supposed to bring up personal experiences, but this is kind of funny now. So, my biggest challenge is from my grandmother and my mother. I've always had one recipe apiece. One belonged to my grandmother, one belonged to my mother, that I have had a bitch of a time trying to make. Took me the longest time to master my grandmother's poppy seed rolls. So of course, the first year she passed, I went to make them. I couldn't make them. So I'm in the kitchen. Yeah, I can't, yeah, everything. You get the tears, you get everything coming out because you can't do it right. She's not there. It wasn't about, oh my God, I wish I had this house and the food. It was because I couldn't make the rolls. I mean, literally, they just wouldn't come out right. And my mother was banana bread is the one recipe I couldn't master. My mother make banana bread. It's nice, light, and fluffy. It took me the longest time. When my mother first passed, I swear to God, if you dropped it, it'd break the floor. So it took me a while to get these certain things to go. And the tradition part for me is what's more important than, what's going on. If people show, they show. If they don't, they don't. Great leftovers. Yes. It's the way that it is. Hello, Sunzy Dragon.
it's like
So,
Susan, when I was talking to
yeah,
my friend Christine about it's like, why don't we get together? It doesn't have to be Thanksgiving. It's
right,
just with what we went through the last year,
right,
my diabetes, her cancer,
right.
whatever it is, our family getting back together and reuniting, and we're just doing Chinese food. It doesn't matter. It's just the experience of it,
Tradition,
not
exactly.
necessarily the food that has to be perfect.
Yeah,
It's the friendsgiving or the energy or the exchange or the thankfulness. We're all alive and kicking.
exactly. So, you guys out there, rather than thinking of depressive thoughts, you guys have what I like to call funny memories of holidays past. I mean, there's always one relative that has to come. You're normally drunk as a skunk, although nobody in my family really drinks, But, there's always something that always happens. So I think because things happen so much to us, that we just like say, oh my God, this is going to happen again. What is that? Negativity. What are you doing? You're asking it to come back in. So I thought this would be a good topic to actually bring it up. But they actually have a name for this. Did you know that? They have a name for this. It's called SAD, SAD, Seasonal Affective Disorder. Happens to be around the holidays. I didn't even know there was a name for this. I just thought, family's nuts and that's just the way it goes. That's pretty interesting, though. Holiday depression or SAD. And again, the holiday depression starts in November or December and usually goes straight through to New Year's. And again, 40% usually 40% of the year. SAD, which is typically lasts about 40% of the year, starting in the late fall, early winter until spring or summer. So, and these are really random, weird facts about this. So I find it interesting that you can have like holiday blues or holiday sadness. And, some people or individuals, especially like single moms or single dads or even couples that work and just barely making ends meet right now, it's like, oh my God, there isn't much under the tree. But I think to me, Christmas has always been my favorite. Yule has been my favorite holiday because I so love honey glazed spiral ham. And I know that's weird, but that to me, that says holiday right there. Like my man, turkey. Turkey says holiday to him. So, and it is what it is. What did you want now? Make me a 10,000-foot cake. My son, Crazy Org here, wants me to make him a 10,000-foot cake.
I'm gonna watch I Love Lucy with the bread coming out of the oven.
Oh my God. And that's the thing. Is there like certain movies you guys watch? I don't really have like a Thanksgiving one, but I do have a Yule one I love. Is there like a certain movie that only comes on this time of the year that says, oh my God, this is holiday to me? Do you have anything that normally comes out?
No, I just, this is like actually the first Thanksgiving. I don't know if Travis is working. I'm not working. It's like I have been working every single holiday.
Yep.
And
Yep.
he's got Alzheimer's and he's, and it's like there's another time where I worked with the mentally challenged and Sarah was from India.
Exactly.
And my son worked at Boston Market. And so
Right.
I bought her and I bought us the Thanksgiving festivals,
Yeah.
festivities, because she never experienced Thanksgiving because it's always Indian food. So
Right.
we got to, so you just got to go with it. That's why I said every Thanksgiving, it's been something different. And it's almost like in a different experience.
Yeah.
Like, and it's almost, well, what happened to me like a few days ago, Travis got his driver's license. We went out to eat. He had a $50 gift certificate. I know. I'm so
Now
proud.
he can run your errands.
No, but this was kind of a lesson that I was teaching him, where he had gotten a $50 gift certificate at the Black Bear Diner.
Right.
I saw a piece of meat and I ate it and it was too big. So I was starting to choke.
Right.
And, there was like this family next to me and he knew how to do the Heimlich maneuver.
Right.
And like 2 days later, my son's like, Mom, I'm sorry I couldn't help you. I said, Travis, you were in shock. People take classes for that type of stuff. We're going to take that moment. We're going to enjoy the D&B. We're going to enjoy the dinner and move on from it. It was teaching them like, don't sweat the small stuff.
Exactly.
Go on.
Bingo.
I was grateful the family, were next door, but he was feeling bad, and sometimes people feel over responsible, and it's like that's
The
not
what
your
it coulda,
job.
shouldas. Yes, the what it coulda, shouldas. So over here we have Dragon Sun. I'll plop this up on the screen for you guys. She, the original Gremlins movie has an Xmas setting, and she always She always called to watch it this time of the year. That's a good one too. I mean, my man and I watched the Charlie Brown Thanksgiving. I'm sorry, I don't care if you call it a cartoon. We're gonna watch it anyways. Okay? We call it animated entertainment for adults. It's like that's what we're gonna watch. And for me, for Xmas, it's always been the movie "It's a Wonderful Life." It's like Xmas Day, Yule Day, my mother's Christmas. And Yule starts a little earlier for me, but it's always been on that day. It has to be "It's a Wonderful Life." I love that movie. I don't know what it is. I love that movie. So, and you get into these. I think the thing that I miss the most, and some of you are going to say, "Oh my God, move here, you'll get some," is the fact that we haven't had so much snow. The past few years, we really haven't had crap snow. And I miss that. I really miss it.
You
Because
say
normally,
snow?
yeah, we get a decent amount of snow over here. But like, I'm lucky if we've gotten a dusting the past 2 years and it's gone. And I feel bad for kids. Um, okay, what is this? Oh, Suzanne. Oh, I nailed Susan. Sorry. Z Sun Dragon. Sorry. Oh, hey Michelle, how you doing? Yeah, so I think that's the one thing that would really say, okay, this is holiday season. I want a nice big snowstorm. And I'm sure everybody over here on the East Coast is saying, are you freaking nuts? Yes. I don't know, because it's not like I don't have to drive to work anymore. I don't have to get up and get the kids to school. So, like, I love the snow. I would, I got these booties for my dog. I would take them out in the snow
It's
because if
it's a
I, yeah,
healing energy also. There's something about it. I was
yeah.
reading about snow and the sound. I mean, we're having snow over here. It's really windy.
Oh, so
So
you're getting snow?
we're getting snow in the mountains.
Mm.
Um, the Highway 80, it's a lot of it is closed. You know,
You know what, Marci? You need to take some snow pictures and put them on Facebook for those of us that don't get much anymore.
I'll
You
send you
know,
my ones that I took a couple of years ago with the river. I always post my photos. You know that,
I
but
know, but I want snow ones right now.
okay, I will send you all the snow ones. The ones from a couple of
I
years
miss
ago.
it. I mean, I have tons of pictures of my kids. Literally, my kids were hilarious in the snow. And these are the memories from the holiday blues. Rather than getting sad that they're busy, they're at work, they're not around, I choose, and this is a method, choose to think about the funny things. Now, kids normally go out and build snowmen, right? Right? Everybody? Yeah. Okay. Well, my kids have to take that a step further. They will go out and they'll build a snowman, but not just your typical snowman. They have to build bloody snowmen that have been shot or dilapidated. So my daughter and my youngest, my daughter was always hanging around with my youngest son, and they'd go outside and they would build the snowman. And the next thing I know, they're coming in the house. She said, "Do you have any red food coloring?" And I'm like, "In the cabinet." Why? It's okay. It's okay. Don't look yet. Don't look yet. All right. All right. So evidently, one snowman was stabbing the other snowman with a stick and actually had blood. And I mean, I'm sure people are going, "Oh my God." And I'm just saying, only my kids would come up with something like this. And I still have pictures of that. So that's memories. We had a milder than normal winter this year. Used to get tons of snow here too. Yes, you're in New Brunswick, Canada. Oh, yeah, I'm in the armpit of Massachusetts. So it's like, if you go to Massachusetts and you look at that armpit there, that's where I am. So I'm not in a glove. I'm in a pit, an armpit.
Hey Susan, I feel like I need to do a tone. I've been hearing it for the last
I
minute,
think you should do a tone, and then we're going to
because we
talk
need to
about some
release
more
all that
happy
energy.
times.
And it's funny because it's like reconnecting with somebody you hadn't talked to for a year.
Yes.
Christine's husband is a big Native American, and I've
Ooh,
done my tones. And his friends are Native American. And
right.
they're like, Marci, we missed your tones. So you'll hear these like big guys going, "Whoa." And Christine is like, oh God, not the tones, but she loves them. But it's just kind of
Yes.
like these big guys love the sounds. It's like, we missed you.
Yes.
Anyway, and it's funny how you never know what it's going to affect or who it's going to affect. But I'm going to hit some tones.
I think you should.
That was kind of still echoing in my room.
You have one more, they said.
I am. I'm going to do a low one.
I knew it.
It's always the upper and the lower.
Yeah.
Breeze, I could feel like your body holding it all in. Susan?
No, I'm fine. So tell me something, guys. What are some of the memories you've had? I mean, I remember, when bad things happen, it's never funny. When you get older, the shit's funny. It's like, I remember going down a golf hill that was loaded with snow on those little round things. What do you call those plastic round things we had as a kid that you held on and you went, it was like right after the toboggans and the sleds, they have these little
The inner
round
tubes?
plastic things. No, it wasn't an inner tube, Robbie. It was like it just looked like I don't know, it was this plastic thing with handles that you slide down on. But I'm sliding and zooming down the hill. It was great. I loved it. And the next thing I know, somebody comes behind me and bang hits my lower back. And I was like,
Ooh.
so my father is trying to get down to the hill for me, and he couldn't get down fast enough, so he swiped something from somebody else and started going down the hill on the thing. But he had to sit there and try to stop like this. And by the time he got to me, he looked like snowman. He looked just like a snowman who was still coming of snow. But and then I started laughing. But these are things that happen. What you guys have to have some memories out there of some silly stuff over this time of the year, whether it's snow or whether it's not snow, or something goofy that family members do. I mean, accident, purpose, it doesn't matter. Let's hear it. Great vibrational energy felt that from Marci. Very good.
Oh.
So I mean, and that's to me, it's the memories. The good, silly, goofy memories. We all do stuff. I mean, how many people can say that they've had a sister show up at their house when your kids are little in feety pajamas with a butt flap, so in case she had to go to the bathroom, she didn't have to take the whole thing off? This is a
Yeah,
grown
that's
woman.
living in
So.
the future.
But it's funny now. I get mortified with my sister showing up like that when it happens, but now it's funny.
Well, she seems to know how to live.
Yeah,
It's like they say the fools are
exactly.
the happiest. You
And
don't care about
exactly.
whatever it is that's going on. Everything's has got to be in a certain way. I got to hit another tone for some reason. They're coming. It's like now. It's like back. Look at the Susans. They're on a roll.
Triangle, guys, triangle.
Oh, I know what the triangle is. The triangle is male, male, female, or negative and positive and neutral. That's what the triangle is.
Yes, but this is something different. This is like a hand mantra.
Okay. released something from somebody. I don't know what it was, but I'll hear screaming, but that's stuff that people weren't allowed to express, and now that old energy is it's coming out.
Yeah. Hold on. I'm sorry. I was reading at the same time, and I don't know who that's for, and we're always on a
I
delay
don't
here.
know. They know.
Yep. Funny
Maybe several
memories,
people.
indeed. The best snow angel, but you're lying in the snow looking at the stars and don't want to get up, could sleep there. Yeah, some people can. With me, I think the snow is cool. That's because of my heritage, the Viking heritage. But one of the worst things you guys can do, drink. Drink to excess. If you're in that depressive state, the one thing you do not want to do is consume numerous amounts of alcohol because it's not going to affect you in a good way. That's not always good. Oh wow, that amped things up with Susan and Marci.
What amped up?
Oh, amped up with
The tones or
the
the
triangle,
fingers?
the tones, yeah. So if you're going to drink around the holidays, especially if you're starting to feel some of the blues, don't try to drink to make yourself happy because if you're depressed, it's going to affect you in a negative way. It really is. It's a hard thing to do. Do you guys agree? Alcohol bad.
Well, and also it's like they people will they've had studies that show when people are angry they eat salty things, chips,
Hmm.
things like that. When people are stressed out, they crave sugar, and it's kind of funny. Your body like
Yeah, see,
breaks.
I'm weird.
What?
I'm weird.
Why?
I don't know. I don't crave sugar when I'm stressed. And I don't crave salt when I'm angry. So
Well, I very rarely like crave like potato chips. My
once in a
mom
great
did, my
while,
brother did.
I need that salt. Okay. Welcome to the show. Cool name. Greetings from Welcome to the Show. Greetings. Love the alien, dude. Love the alien. So that's the biggest thing right there, guys, is do not consume alcohol. Moderation. Yes, moderation is the best. Skull! Sorry, cheers and Viking, don't mind me. Another thing we shouldn't do, don't isolate yourself. Now, the good thing about it being nowadays, and I think you can agree, is we can always go on a live and just start a conversation with just about anything and anyone nowadays. Even though there isn't somebody really there, we can always take that as, just a way to connect, especially if we're isolated over the holidays. Some people are introverts and enjoy the isolation. Others do not. So others are more extroverts where they have to be out all the time. What would you consider yourself, an extrovert or an introvert?
Are you talking to me or just people in general?
You.
Well, I took a one of those psychological tests,
Mm.
and it's like I'm on the borderline. I can either lead or I could follow. It depends on the situation.
No,
It
do you
depends
like
on the
being
people.
home away from people or do you choose to be out around crowds all the time?
Well, you know me in the casino.
Yes.
So it's like that's where I get almost everything overstimulated. So
Uh,
I can come home and I can be quiet. So it's a matter of the music, the people, the talking, whatever it is going on. And then sometimes I'm jonesing for it, and then other times I'm like, okay, I got it out of my system. And
so
it's
some
one day
days you don't feel like peopling.
no, you know. I'll overstimulate so that by the time I'm overstimulated, like I did a few days ago, I went to three different casinos and I couldn't stop. And then I was like able to be home and watch TV. Or I ended up going to Frank's house last night because one of the other staff members getting something fixed. So it's just a matter of getting back into that zone. But then I realized when I'm hitting the thing, I'm like in a meditative state. I'll play the same machine And it's like, okay, it's keeping me busy, or I'm
Right.
feeling the emotions and I'm letting it go where I could keep busy pushing,
Right.
so it depends on.
See, I'm more of an introvert. I like being home. But yet I do this. To me, this is just natural for me. I'm so at my house. I'm in my thing. I'm an introvert. I
Well,
like
me
being
too.
home. I like reading. I prefer. Um, it helps me get into that creative type modes. But I feel that some people, like if people are extroverts, I think that they would have more issues being alone around the holidays. Introverts might get a little lonely, but not so much. Do you guys agree with this? Do
Well, the
you
introverts,
think,
it's not necessarily being introverted, it's choosing who to be sociable with. It's
no,
like,
introvert and extrovert, people that don't out, not big on, like they don't go out and people a lot. It's a
it
terminology, and
depends on the
those that
people
come
that
in.
they're
Right.
around.
So, do you guys happen to think you guys, do you think that it's easier to actually not be around people and have that quiet Christmas if you're an introvert, and vice versa if you're an extrovert, which you have to be around people because that's where you thrive more. What if you're alone, and what if the introvert is actually in a crowd? So this creates that, oh my God, I have to go. And that's what happens with some people with anxiety. Some people that are introverts, they can't really be um, around a lot of people like crowds. They will have issues in large group or large gatherings around the holidays. So if somebody is an introvert and doesn't go to family gatherings or doesn't go to friends gatherings a lot, that's because they have that issues in crowds. But I think to some people it's like, yeah, they never show, yeah, they never show, yeah. So, and things like that actually happen. Okay. This explains a little bit here. Yes, I am 80% introvert. And when the cabin fever sits in, then I want to go see my friends. Yeah, that actually makes sense. So it's like not 50-50, but 80% prefers the quiet introvert type setting.
Well, and
Thank you for that.
sometimes people are sensitive where it's called reading the room. You walk in and you'll feel like this heavy vibe, and so you'll want to go sit in a corner. You'll feel the liveliness, and then you want to go enjoy yourself. I mean, it's like at Christine's wedding, we were on a boat and I was dancing to the music, and I
Right.
was dancing by myself. And then and Christine's like, yeah, they were all enjoying you. I was just in my own little world, you know. As to so it depends on whether you learn to be happy within yourself, wherever you are, you just kind of adapt to that energy.
Sometimes Michelle says she can't do crowds either. She says it's exhausting. And boy, yeah, I sometimes it is. It really it depends. And again, I hate crowds most of the time. I think my particular issue, Michelle said yes. My issue with crowds is I get these, like you get the nudging for your tones when you have to do them. My nudging is slightly different. I'll literally get a cold hand on me saying, "Hey, go talk to this one. You got to tell him this," and I'm like,
Right.
"Oh my God," So I think that's why I used to be out to this, that, and the other thing. But after a while, it gets really difficult to try to be in certain situations and keep track at the same time because your spirit energy is saying, oh, no, 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 you got to open your mouth. And you're reading the room saying, oh my God, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. I don't want, and they won't
Right.
leave you alone. So it really does. Oh my gosh, yes, Marcy, reading the room is a thing. Yes, it really is.
It is.
And
You're
it's
walking, or
hard.
you'll sit next to somebody and they'll have, like, I call it the pigpen aura, you know, and they've got a really heavy energy to them. And then you decide you want to get up and you don't want to be rude or move away or whatever it is that's going on. And so it's a matter of, like, almost like protecting yourself in a certain energy
Yes.
level, as to, but you don't want to be rude to that person. But on the other hand, it's like you just want to just close down and
When,
not.
when I go out, I swear to God, you can probably sell me to a crystal store because I've got on 3 or 4 different sets of earrings, 3 or 4 necklaces, bracelets going this way, bracelets going this way, rings. I mean, some of my ankles too. I mean, got all kinds of protection when I leave in the house. It's funny, but
Right.
yeah. So it's it definitely is. But yeah, the Dragon says we'll just call him Dragon. Dragon says so true. So yeah, and that's what it is. It's a difficult type situation depending on our personality. And as Marcy just stated, sometimes it depends on our personality at the time. So you never
Or
know.
the extroverted energy or the positive energy, you could shift the energy as far as what's going on. But the introverted
Exactly.
people, they want to go kind of be in a corner, feel whatever it is that's going on. I mean, things will come out of my mouth. There's times I'll feel like talking to people, and that's where I found out that person's energy is good.
Yeah.
Other times, you can't get me to say a word. And it's not a matter of being introvert, it's just a matter of instinct of whether this is a lesson I had to learn as to whether that person was right to talk to, or
Right.
whether they're going to be dramatic, or whether they're going to be whatever it is that goes on, you
I
know?
think sometimes I'm just so goofy. I think I'm in my own little world.
Right.
I
And
would. I'm in my own little psychic bubble. So I don't know. The whole thing is just really weird sometimes. I mean, what if let's give an example to Marcy here. Okay.
okay.
So Marcy's in this place where the room is kind of serious, okay? They're serious and they're quiet. And all of a sudden, Marcy's guides won't leave her alone because they want her to do a tone right there, right then. What do you do?
Well, I'm not going to do it. It
But
depends
your
on who
guides
I
are
am, what's
bugging
going on.
you.
What?
But your guides are bugging you.
Well, I'll say, I feel like doing this. Like, I'm on the phone and Frank is
Right.
in the room, and I'm like, Frank, I got to sing, you know, whatever it is that's going on. I've gotten at Christine's party where now it's like, Marcy, do your tones,
Love you.
you know?
Love you too. Yeah,
So,
no, my man's coming in to say love you. And that's the thing. And it's like you could be in this really quiet space, but with Marcy, she tones. With me, I can just, or whisper something in somebody's ear just to get it out because, they won't leave me alone unless they say it. But poor Marcy here, she's got a tone. So it doesn't matter where you are, you're going to feel it and hear the energy. So she can't say, come here, let's go and pull somebody over to the side and tone real loud. And everybody's going to be, what the heck is going on a
well,
quiet
it,
room? So I think
you
it's a
know,
little easier for me versus
it,
you if you get that feeling
it
to
depends on
tone.
it's like I was on a bowling league, and it's like this one lady was a team member, and the other lady was the other member. And the one I call her the bank lady, she bends over and ignores me and goes and talks to the other person, you know. And you're like, it's like you can't say anything because they're doing it on purpose to ignore you. So you got to deal with whatever these mind games are, as far as being ignored or overpowering
Do you
or
know what I do?
what do you do?
If somebody, I'm sorry, I'm like that. Somebody will walk by me, I'll go,
I couldn't do that.
nope, I shouted. But that's me. I think
I
I'm
know, I
I'm a
know.
I'm a natural goofball, and I can't help it. And it's just, I think it took a long time for me to be comfortable with my own personality. I've always been so quiet and shy, and now I'm just like, yeah, I don't care. So, and that's something I think we learn as we get older is we learn to be more comfortable with ourselves because we like people like me I do stuff for a lot of people, and yes, I'm in crowds, and but I do prefer to be home trying to do my own thing and just either research something for the rift on here, create something, and make this, make that, you know and you'll spend time with my man. My idea of a big night out is going for coffee at Dunkin', but that's me.
Right.
Yes, that's my idea of a good time. So, and I think that it's good to have individual perspectives. So, one thing you don't want to do coming up with the holidays is have unrealistic expectations about what you think the perfect holiday is. My ham, hot, cooked, and on my plate. That's it.
Well,
But yeah,
the more you get secure with yourself, the more you
exactly.
care less about what people think. So as you get yourself stronger and stronger, your vibe will put out, or your eye contact, or your tone of voice, or whatever it is that goes on, will be they'll either vibe with you and resonate with you, or they'll walk away.
You know, it's like I think it's like when we first started doing shows a long time ago. I think I used to get upset when I thought people were laughing at me. Now I'm like, yeah, come on, laugh at me, laugh with me. I don't care. Let's go. Let's do it. You know, but back when you first start, you're like, who wants to listen to me? You know, you get all these things. And I think the same thing could be said if you're normally a person that prefers that solitude. Well, my idea of solitude is hanging with my man and my dog, but that's to me that's my great solitude. But if you're just like naturally like silly and goofy and you go in this crowd and a part of you doesn't allow yourself to be who you truly are, because you'll think, oh my God, these people are going to think I'm weird if I do this, if I say that, if I do this, if I say that, they're going to think I'm nuts. So I think that's what's part of what makes those that I call introverts uncomfortable in a crowded situation, because maybe maybe they have that little bit of inner fear, or maybe they know that that's not the type of atmosphere for this particular behavior, but it's just a part of who the individuals actually are. You know, certain things I just expect from my family members. You know, it's what it is. I expect it, you know, but I think when we're younger, or you know, like teens growing up, or just young parents, we try to have that perfect holiday, those perfect expressions and things like that. My sister used to literally have matching plates and everything for the holidays, and me, I'm like paper plate goes in the garbage after less dishes. I mean, so this we were raised by the same parents, so but total polar opposites, and I think that happens if you can understand that. Did I lose you?
No, it's like I forgot my phone, and I think I just heard a beep. So I'm like, oh, good. I didn't leave it at the casino.
So what about you guys? I mean, you know, you got siblings, you have relatives, and some people will do the big holiday thing. Other people won't because their family's kind of scattered all over the place. But you know, it's to me is just good conversation, good food, not having to do too many dishes, use
Well,
paper
that's
plates,
why
good ones.
we're doing. Christine's like you. She does paper plates all the time, and that's why I said, why don't we just do something real simple? She goes,
Yeah,
it's got to be good Chinese food. I said, I wouldn't expect anything different from you,
yeah,
but we're just gonna get together, and it's just the moment
yeah.
of
Yeah, that's right. They do call that Friendsgiving.
yeah,
That was on a show. I don't remember the name of that show. It was called Friendsgiving.
yeah. We get together. I'll
Right.
pick up a pie. You know,
Yeah.
I get my alcohol. I'll bring some over. You know,
Yeah.
but
See, I don't drink. I'm a coffee holic.
what?
I'm a coffee holic. I
Oh,
don't
I've
drink
been
at
watching
all.
all the things about the Kahlua drinks.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I've got all that. You know,
Yeah. I don't drink at all. Not my thing. So
no,
I
I
can
don't feel
you
like it.
imagine as weird as I am now, can you imagine adding alcohol to me?
It's okay, Susan.
I'm already weird. My goodness. That would be
Well, it's the
funny though.
fools are the happiest.
That would be funny. It really would be. I mean, so what is everybody's plans out there? You know, you go and you some people will do all this cooking and all this eating and then put it away and the next day run out to a sale.
Oh, the Black Friday?
Yeah, I don't like
I
it.
don't do that. I had my son experience it one time. That was enough.
When my kids were younger and I needed to go on a sale, I did it. But Jacob was my oldest, so he was able to come with me. Now, my son Jacob, who comes on here and asks for, 50 million different strange baked goods on YouTube, that's my son. Um, he used to come with me because, he's almost 6 feet. He's close to 300 pounds. So he could pretty much plow through a crowd. So it was easier back then to take him. I didn't have to worry about it. If it was something I knew that was going to go, I'd say, okay, go get this for your siblings. Off he would go. And he'd come back, no problem, huh? So, but oh my God, that brought up a memory. Don't you love that? My grandmother, I loved my grandmother. She was sweet. She was like a Scottish Irish woman. She's really cute. And, but she never swore in her life. Never, ever did she ever swore. And they took me to a Black Friday sale to get those little dolls that smell like strawberries and strawberry shortcake dolls. Thank you. That was
Oh,
the
I
name of
remember
it.
those.
Remember
Yeah.
those? She
Yeah.
brought me some really large guy stepped on my grandmother's foot. And she goes, son of a bitch. Bang! Trying to get to the strawberry shortcake doll. He was trying to reach over my grandmother, stepped on her foot to push her out of the way. She banged him. Now, my grandmother literally was like 105 pounds, shorter than me, and I'm 5'2.5". And boy, that guy did not feel good after that. I had her do Black Friday either. People really are. I mean,
See, that's where it's too
uh,
peoply. That's where the
yeah,
vibe is really heavy.
yeah.
That's where it's like it's too much.
Yeah.
You
It,
know.
it's yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think I myself have discovered that some of the holidays that come up get too commercial. And to me, that's not what it's about. It's about, oh my God, did you get the latest iPhone? Oh my God, you should see it. It's so cool. No, it's not about that. It's about people. It's about spreading joy, spreading love, being thankful for what we have in front of us right now. It's about spending time with friends, reconnecting with friends. If you can't spend time with them, guess what? You can now. You have an internet box. Back then, we had to write a letter. Dear, or type it on a big typewriter that you go ding, 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 and then
Are you
mail it
talking
out and
about
wait for
letters
an
to
answer.
Santa?
Huh?
Are you talking letters to Santa? What are you talking about?
Letters. When you type letters, now you
Oh,
can reconnect with people literally on the internet, which we would have never met if it wasn't for the internet.
that's
But
true.
back in our day, we didn't have that.
But in a
We
way,
didn't.
it kind of keeps. It was kind of funny. It was like Christine is like director at the Girl Scout,
Right.
and it's like the simple lessons on giving. So she
Yes,
gave me a bunch of
exactly.
boxes of Girl Scout cookies, right?
Right.
I took her and her daughter out to lunch, and
Right.
and so Travis's friend gave him $50 and his other friend $50. So
Right.
I said, Travis, give some of the boxes to your friends
Right.
of the cookies. So there's a bunch missing. I said, well, how many did you give? She goes, oh, 5 or 6. It's like they told me what they wanted. I'm like, okay, you know.
Yeah.
But the good story is it's like that continual giving. I'm going, well, how did they like the cookies? You just enjoy the simple things as far as what's going on.
Exactly.
And um this male twin of Travis has long hair like Travis. He's like, oh, he gave a box to his mother. So you look at these like stories, and the other people,
Exactly.
you know,
How many kids would say, no, I'm going to keep this for myself? No,
well, the
this
other one
kid gives
did.
the book to his
The other one
mother.
he did them,
But one
but
didn't, so that's good.
Yeah. And so, but then those are those little moments that mothers, as a mother,
Exactly.
remembers. You
Yes.
know, it's
Yes,
from here, mom.
definitely.
I thought about you. Here's a box of cookies. You
Uh,
know,
you
and
know, when
that's
your
the
kids
stuff.
they go outside and they pick those little flowers up that they don't know they're weeds, but whatever. They pick them
Right.
up and they bring
It's
them
those
in, and
simple
you put them in
moments.
water, all proud, or you put their
Right.
favorite people in the fridge, and that's what being. Be thankful, be happy. It literally, it's not about the amount of money you have or the largest dinner you have. If your plates match, if you use crystal or paper plates, it's irrelevant. It's just about being thankful for what it is that we do have in our life right now. I
Well,
mean,
it's a
what
difference
are
between.
we
It's,
thankful for? What are you thankful for, Marcy?
well, so many different things, and that's why I said with that choking lesson. I'm like Travis.
Yes,
Go online. Do the Heimlich maneuver. Take this as a moment that
right,
goes on. He gave me like this X file flashlight, so he puts it over on my area so that I can look at it.
right,
It's those simple things
exactly.
that are going on, and people have these expectations. This person, I'm not giving enough, or whatever it is going on. Some people might have $10. Some people might have $100. So it depends
Exactly.
on whatever they give. You know, I give one of my staff members some stuff, and she brought me some spaghetti. You
Right,
know, and it's from the heart. So if you look at it as far as the expectation, so every little thing I am grateful for, you know.
exactly.
And a lot of times people are like, oh, I don't like this, or I don't like. Just be grateful for the gesture. This person thought about you. And it's like it's the difference between going to a house and a home. The home could be like all pajamas, or everybody's comfortable, or everybody's laughing. The house
Yep.
is like the particular things that are everything's set up right, where you have to do politically correct. And
Yeah.
I think that's where it
I
stresses
would
people out.
rather be in the comfortable setting because I think
A
that's
home.
just part of who I am. Yeah, I've always been
Right.
that way. My kids were all different. I had Jacob that preferred to wear dress shirts and ties, and another kid in the middle of a snowstorm would go outside in boots and his shorts to shovel. And they're different. You go from one
Right.
extreme to the other, and it's just being literally and that's what it is. Be thankful. One of the things I'm thankful for is I'm thankful that Howie reached back out to me, that while ago so I could come back on. And, I originally started on the Nation Network doing this a long time ago. And I just, literally left for a while, was doing my own thing. And now I'm back and I'm back to stay. So I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful that I got to spend some time with my mom before everything happened. I'm thankful that I met my man here. I'm thankful that I was able to reconnect with old friends.
Right. And I call it regrouping. So it's like
Yeah,
I, like with Susan and Christine, some people I've had to let go, but then you leave without any anger, because you never know when that next thing is going on.
right,
And what Christine was saying, she goes, Marcy, people were asking about you, because I would have Christine Thanksgiving at her house,
right,
and she goes, and Christine's like, I don't even know Marcy doesn't know I have cancer. I'm like, no, I didn't know. I've been feeling her vibe all the time, and
right,
I'll feel her husband all the time. And I'm like, okay, Christine's thinking about me. But I didn't know the intensity of it. Her daughter had to take care of her. And
right.
it was only a year ago, whatever this was. And sometimes we just need to step back, regroup, come from a different perspective and start from a
Exactly.
new beginning, and just start with a new whatever is going on, and maybe with new boundaries, or maybe with whatever is going on. She had a birthday party I wasn't invited to, so you know they were on a black tie. She goes, Marcy, it was just gonna be Mike and I, her husband, and then Courtney asked a whole bunch of people. She goes, I didn't even know. and,
Surprise party.
and
Yeah.
what?
Surprise party.
Right.
Surprise.
Right. And Travis is like, well, why didn't you bring it up to her? I said, well, because when people don't invite people, you don't bring it up. You
No.
know, they know what
Sometimes
you
it has
do.
nothing to do with her. It was just who was planning
But
the
yeah, but
party.
but it
Yeah.
was, it, I didn't say anything. She goes, I didn't even know you were mad. So it was able to like, hi, how you doing?
Right.
So we just kind of stepped back into what it was from before.
Oh my God, guys, guess what? It's 10 o'clock. And Marci and I will be back in 2 weeks. Next week, there will be no show because, I'll probably have to roll to the computer. So, we don't want that. I need to be able to digest my food.
And you guys, if I'm late, it's just I'm at the casino and I'm trying to get here on time. But we have our
I
automatic
just send you
gifts.
the link and go on now. I know the routine.
What?
I just send you the link and go on and just send the routine. But what I want to say to you guys is I will see you on Tuesday. I will be doing readings on Tuesday on Bag of Nuts, of course. I might pull out a different deck this time. I don't know. I channel everything. And don't forget to stay tuned to the Rift Nation Network. Like, subscribe, and follow. And if you happen to have a business and you'd like to be a sponsor of the Rift Nation Network, please feel free to contact us at riftnationnetwork@gmail.com. Send a message over, and Mr. Howie Odell will get back to you. So, literally, have an awesome time. Have a really good weekend. And I'll be going back to winding more yarn. I'm not doing too bad. I'm really not doing too bad. Guys, I'm almost done with all the blankets that I was determined to make. And that's what it is. Homemade gifts to me are the best. Because why? They come from your heart. That's just the way I feel. So, all right, I got to
Look
say,
at all the gifts that I get with all my friends.
yeah,
And I'm like, oh, okay, there's love there. And there's love, there's all in my
there is all the time that they put into something. I love that. All right, guys, I got to say, peace.